Yeah. Yeah. Want to read more on being human? Sure, we can do a Bible reading. Did you like that number section? I thought you would like that. Yeah, so how can we get the people to acknowledge reality? Right, when you see the connections to those groups and traveling bands and what they've been saying, yeah, Mr. Wilcock, he does a live every Sunday. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Just listen to the things they talk about maybe for a little bit. Right. So when he says the Michael prophecies, and Michael told him, and Michael told him, and the alliance told him, and they're giving him messages with the crop circles, and who has the capability of making crop circles? It's not aliens from another planet, okay? It's human beings here on Earth. These things are very easily explained. Yeah, for many years we're astonished at how people just want to investigate that like aliens, and they make a lot of money on different TV shows. Just the wonder of it all. Wow, look at that. It's spectacular. It's amazing. Who could have ever done that? Right, so they know. Well, it's better if the people just think it's aliens and not get too suspectful of those games they play. Not only do they get the people in that area going, and then it becomes an attraction like Bigfoot, an anomaly, some kind of phenomenon has happened. Come check it out. Want to touch the grass? It's wheat. Very light and fluffy, tall grass. You want to touch it? It's magical. It's beamed. It's fucking stupid. So when people just grasp that and they understand the level of people that actually believe that stuff and how they make a lot of money off of the wonder of it all, they know that, and that's why they present it. Just kind of, look, this is what we know. This is the pictures we were given. I don't know. What do you think? Aliens, maybe. Well, we know that's why most people watch it, and if we were just to actually tell them the simplicity of it, which we can't because it's a national security, it's fucking stupid. Right. I know, once upon a time, huh? Right, well, when you look originally, too, when a lot of those things were used for practice, experiments, just learning the technology, upgrading it, making an ease of life for people to travel around and send airmail, transport goods, materials. It's incredible. Yeah, exactly. Right, so also abductions, yes, sightings. They do it all the time. That's what they do. Just like the hot air balloons. You are hearing the voice of God. They'll just go over a place and then just wait for the reports. They saw something. Yeah, it gets so fucking old and stupid. So we're telling you, those are the facts. I know a lot of people already know these things, and they laugh at people like us, and we're wasting our time and our breath and exhausting efforts trying to explain it to the stupids. Yet we're destroying ourselves. It's career suicide. Yeah, are you fucking stupid? Career? I don't. These people like to measure things like success and if they've earned their keep or something. Yeah, motherfuckers, we're fucking dead. We've been dealing with these sick pigs our whole lives. We ain't like you. Believe that. There might be someone out there like us, but who knows. Yeah, we've seen and heard a few. Yeah. Who knows, really? Who knows? It gets fucking old. But yeah, we're dead. Yeah, our children are being fucked and tortured by a sick fucking pedophile next door who's blended into all the ghost hunters and alien hunters and coast to coasters. And they know that. They fucking know that. And they know the things they're doing in these areas, such as teaching the farmers in Hicks a lesson or just getting in with them and their daughters. Yeah, even Wilcock, he talks about some of his exes. Farmers' daughters pissing him off, getting kicked off their property. Yeah, who cares? Who the fuck cares, right? Yeah, and he likes turkeys. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah, they're good eating. Good eating, alright. Is it time for an extraction? Well, they gotta make it somehow, right? What's in that concoction? Yeah, it's very well known, actually, the turkeys, and then also, well, they get, yeah, there's a few different reasons there. And then they like the horse farm people because they get the ketamine. Yeah, that's been popular since the 90s. And getting the idiots to do the jerk animal porn videos back in the 90s. Yeah, remember that? Oh, so disturbing. Remember? And there's something strange in the trailer park. Who are you gonna call? Dave, boom. No, that's just an example, right? So that was already well known about. Right, and then you have these guys showing up at the trailer park with VHS tapes of people fucking chickens and stuff. How old were we? Like 13? Why are you showing this to us, sir? Adult person. You're a big guy. Why are you showing this to us? Yeah. I think, too, some of them like to check to see if people actually like watching it. I know, remember, we were just like, dude, shut that the fuck off. There was a couple that were like, keep playing it. I gotta see if people are actually doing this shit. That was just one example of many of some of the horse and chicken fucking going on among other animals. Dogs, yeah. The sick fucking punk next door. Remember when he showed up here? Blue mohawk, yeah, his dog in diapers. Yeah, he said she splattered blood all over the wall. It was her period. Oh, yeah. I know, when you know the shit these people are already involved with, we just had a private investigator shoot himself. The father of my oldest two ran away spooked. The movie people were going and pissed off. Maine Parent Federation people calling us Nazis. We're very well aware. We've been on the security, surveillance, rehab, and training programs for over 10 years by then. Yeah, and the idiots around here, including my family, some who still work here, involved with a lot of the drugs, they're better now, I know, they're great people, you nasty fucking cunts. Yeah, they were going to, yeah, here and there and everywhere, do you remember? Yeah, a lot of bullshit, huh? Yeah, so we're concerned about our children in the hands of these sick fucking punks. And as you can see over the years, these people involved in protecting this sick punk, they've been jumping on board with the investigations and teaching us a lesson, keeping an eye on us, calling us schizo, trying to prove us to be dangerous. I know, right, and they're all doing that when you look back and you see the fake money, the money they were spending on drugs, some of their friends just shooting up random houses out in Windsor. Yeah, absolutely fucking pathetic, a lot of the things they were doing. And then I'm dealing with this fucking punk. Lost use of an arm, dog's leg blew up, he beat up his kid in the tub. Yeah, I know, people are looking around at the people here like, what the fuck? Most of them are gone, and the ones who are left were very young at that time. Some of them were still in high school, right? One went into college around the time, yeah, remember when I didn't vaccinate my son in 2009? They were getting him all scared. Yeah, they go off to college and come back calling us a non-vaxxer, dangerous, gonna kill other people, wouldn't even come here because they don't want to get sick from people like us. Yeah, they're very disturbed. I'm sure they had other better reasons too, right? Would you like to expound on that? Yeah, really fucking disturbing. Oh, you got them too when you look at their mother, my sister. And she worked for inland fisheries for quite some time. And then she quit. And they were making the mandates. And yeah. Yeah, when you look at the connections with some of the people in California, yeah, like Mr. David Hopkins and some of those people, check it out. I know, that's what we're showing you. It's nothing special. We don't know those people. We're just showing you how they get brought in to analyze and they sway this way or that way, and you see how it affects their livelihoods. Yeah. You either get maimed or famed. So hate us and you'll be okay. And that means our children continue to be fucked and tortured, and the sick punks get away with it because you'd rather have your fame. Yeah. That doesn't just mean spotlight stuff, you know? Really fucking disturbing. And when you look at these people and the middle people, and then the connections to the people that came from here, yeah, right, and that's just all innocent, right? They just do innocent hazing, pranking. It seems to be popular. Yeah, my parents have pissed a lot of people over the years. I know back in 2009 when some of them came in to get the Nazis. Yeah, they got a lot of those people on board because my mom worked at Amhigh and they got him to think she had a lot to do with some of the people disappearing. Yeah, I guess like over 11,000. Yeah, that was kind of a big deal, yeah. And they were going around scooping up the retards, mentally ill people. Some say there's some racial stuff involved with that. Could possibly be some of the southern slave owners. Well, they bought land up here, like some of the blueberry fields and stuff. I can name you specific ones. Yeah, there's one too, an out-of-stater. He owned the, what was it, the land right next to our house. Yeah, Dad would always burn the field, and I remember saying, "Who owns that field, anyways?" Because we'd always suggest doing something. He'd be like, "No, we don't own that." Like, you're burning it. We pick berries on it. We have a tree house. Who owns it? Oh, some guy from out of state. I know, right? Just taking care of it for him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so when you look at some of too, like the blueberry farmers, yeah, we used to party in the blueberry barrens all the time, huh? They said, they didn't mind as long as we cleaned up our mess. You leave litter around and they say no more. But you keep it clean, they don't mind. Yeah, it keeps away prowlers too. They actually, I think, liked us partying out in the fields because it kept others away if they were going to get suspicious and try to go beyond the boundaries. Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, when we're talking in class to people and trying to get them to wake up, we have to use that forceful voice. I'm probably going to be hoarse by 8 a.m. It's 4:44 right now. If I make it, yeah. Right. So see, can you see that? Yeah, we're not saying they're at any fault. They're doing their stuff, right? They're building hovercrafts, investigations. That's their job. They don't get involved with all the hubbub and hypocrisy and crazy chaos that ensues in the communities they swoop through. No, that's for the other people. They're the tech people, right? They just do the Yeah, and they're not doing anything bad. They're doing important investigations, right? Getting the cartel families, right? Remember those people, drug trafficking, yeah, trafficking the animal pornography? Or do you make money off that? Are you trying to stop that or profit from it? Both. Usually both. Usually people at that level, it's both. Yeah. Anyways, we could really care less about any of that. Yeah, we're just concerned about our children next door here at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine, in the hands of a sick punk pedophile where they make child and animal pornography and feed it to activist groups and different people around the world. They make a lot of money. Yeah, see, those guys, they know some of these punks are going to do shit they're not supposed to, and they just hope that the people around those punks aren't that stupid or gaslit. They don't want them to get away with fucking the children, do they? Or is I know, right? It can help with strong arming to help them along with other things, yeah? Yeah, it's a good show to watch, too. Some people. Some people. It gets old, doesn't it? Yeah, boring. What's new next? And interesting. Hopefully, we really hope so. Those are the facts. And again, I would love, people say that it's as though they're waiting. Like they think I'm going to get in trouble for defaming someone. You're fucking stupid. Any judge that looks at this case, they're going to wonder why you all are so fucking stupid. And they're going to feel bad that I've been surrounded by such fucking stupid monkeys that we've wound up in this situation. And most of it's circumstantial, and we really can't do too much about it. Yeah, so how do you think that's going to go? Right, have we explained to you how these cases happen? The kids get abused and tortured till they die. If they do ever make it to court, they're in court for years, and it usually gets thrown out because of circumstantial information and evidence. I know, right? People can't use their common fucking sense. That doesn't hold up in a court of law. No. We have to, I know. Yeah. And so for people to understand that, obviously they don't. No. Obviously a lot of people don't. And a lot of people break the law. They drink and drive. They act like morons. They assault people. They vandalize. What are you supposed to do? Because I believe you. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that for years with the public systems and how this very thing would be happening if they didn't get a hold of it and start educating. It's really simple classes, actually. And when you look at the money they've poured into other programs that are bullshit and have actually wasted money, they do the same thing with the rehab programs. So they're fucked. Okay? They're fucked. Unless, you can earn your keep, I guess. Get some kind of degree. Yeah, okay. Right. So that's not our shtick. Our shtick is, hi, my name is Mary. We're dead. We're a dead mother. No, we don't have any plans. We're very successful. We're actually some of the most successful people in the world. Yeah, we're very rich. Yeah, we're very rich, happy, at peace. Life is amazing. Yeah, we're trying to expose some of the worst crimes in the world, syndicated markets that have plagued humanity for a long time. It's nothing personal. Why would we want to do that? Well, it seems like the right thing to do when you see all the confusion in the world and how that's affecting people's mental and physical health and how that's bringing pain and suffering onto others and people fear for their lives because there's a bunch of fucking mentally retarded drug addicts running around. Yeah, and marketers and just people desperate. Yeah, and then you have all the creators that go around looking to start fires and scenarios and scenes and situation to get clicks on their YouTube channel. Some are just in startup mode, so watch out. Startup mode, you see bigger explosions, don't you? Yeah. Metaphorically speaking. And sometimes actually explosions, yeah. Nice rope. Right. Oh, there's a whole host of reasons when you look at that. So yeah, we were very fearful seeing that and everybody take advantage of each other and the history and rifts and revenge games. Right, and then when you see all the channels and different people, yeah, get the heavy hitters, huh? And they were almost fighting over who was going to get to prank and haze us. Why is that? Right, so the sick fucking punks love it. All these people playing the Tate games, teaching the Hicks a lesson. The old hag that worked at Am High. I know, we try to tell him. And the people fucking patting him on the back, giving him compliments who they love. And yeah, they're the ones setting him up. And we know that we can see it. They don't. You try to tell them. No, we're crazy conspiracy theorists. Yep. And we'll understand when we're older. No, they, for real, they actually, we couldn't say the word vaccine and they believe in ghosts and aliens. I think just in recent times they're realizing how fucking stupid that is. So it's probably a little bit detrimental to them. So, we're supposed to have sympathy for them during their epiphany wake-up process. Have you been enlightened, you fucking piece of shit? Yeah, what a motherfucker. I know, right? Chapter 19, page 1217. The pilate took Jesus and had him scourged, and the soldiers wove a crown out of thorns and placed it on his head, and clothed him in a purple cloak. And they came to him and said, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they struck him repeatedly. Once more Pilate went out and said to them, "Look, I am bringing him out to you, so that you may know that I find no guilt in him." So Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple cloak, and he said to them, "Behold the man." When the chief priests and the guards saw him, they cried out, "Crucify him, crucify him." Pilate said to them, "Take him yourselves and crucify him. I find no guilt in him." The Jews answered, "We have a law, and according to that law he ought to die, because he made himself the Son of God." Now when Pilate heard this statement, he became even more afraid, and went back into the praetorium, said to Jesus, "Where are you from?" Jesus did not answer him. So Pilate said to him, "Do you not speak to me? Do you not know that I have power to release you, and I have the power to crucify you?" Jesus answered him, "You would have no power over me if it had not been given to you from above. For this reason, the one who..." What does that mean? Yeah, false prophets. They heard a voice maybe. And they believed that whoever was banishing, yeah, crucifying or... Right. You're going to save or crucify him. And why is it they have the power to do that? Why is it the people trust in that judge? Right, a lot throughout history when you read the books, a lot of those places were fooled with hot air balloons, and from above they heard a voice, and they all heard it and witnessed it. And the voice told them someone named so-and-so is going to come, and they're going to be a healer and a special being from above. So then, they all heard it. Oh my God, amazing, incredible. It can't be anything but the voice of God. Nothing else could have done that. And yeah, and then all of a sudden, the person with the so-and-so name shows up. The voice was right. And now you're here in the flesh. You're actually here in the flesh. We heard the voice go over and they said you'd be coming. Right, so that's how that happened. So Jesus probably figured that shit out and was trying to tell the people, you're idiots. They're in a fucking balloon. I'm the Son of God. We're all God's creatures. I know, right? Right, and then when they actually believe those things and other people witnessed and they give all their money and jewels so they can be saved too. Huh. You get it? Oh, good. Jesus, and I have the power to crucify you. Jesus answered him, you would have no power over me if it had not been given to you from above. Shut up. I'm doing a fucking reading. I'm trying to get the people to understand common sense so they drop their fucking childish bullshit and we can help my children in the hands of a fucking sick pedophile. Do you understand? Okay, good. Yeah, right. Amazing, right? Fucking incredible. For this reason, the one who handed me over to you has the greater sin. Consequently, Pilate tried to release him. But the Jews cried out, if you release him, you are not a friend of Caesar. Everyone who makes himself a king opposes Caesar. When Pilate heard these words, Robbie was telling me the other day if it wasn't for Caesar, humanity wouldn't have been dumbed down for thousands of years. I don't know what he meant by that, but he's a pretty smart kid. I don't know where he gets it from. He's had some good teachers. Yeah, and he's seen how sick and maniacal people can be, and how the ones you love and trust the most can have no idea what they're doing, thinking they're helping you. You know, and they're really helping you into an early fucking grave. They don't give a shit. They're fucking nasty pigs. Anyways. When Pilate heard these words, he brought Jesus out and seated him on the judge's bench in the place called Stone Pavement. In Hebrew, Gabbatha. It was presentation day for Passover, and it was about noon. He had said to the Jews, behold, your king. They cried out, take him away, crucify him. Pilate said to them, shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, we have no king, but Caesar. Then he handed him over to them to be crucified. Sometimes when you're outnumbered, yeah, you kind of... The crucifixion of Jesus. So they took Jesus. Don't make fun of the way I talk. I like the way... You can if you want. I really don't mind. You wouldn't be the first. I like the way you talk, though. Thanks. The crucifixion of Jesus. So they took Jesus, and carrying the cross himself, he went out to what is called the place of the skull. In Hebrew, Golgotha. There they crucified him, and with him 2 brothers, one on either side, with Jesus in the middle. Pilate also had an inscription written out and put on the cross. It read, Jesus the Nazarene, the King of the Jews. Now, many of the Jews read this inscription because the place where Jesus was crucified was near the city, and it was written in Hebrew, Latin, and Greek. So the chief priest of the Jews said to the Pilate, do not write, the King of the Jews, but that he said, I am the King of the Jews. Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written. When the soldiers had crucified Jesus, they took his clothes and divided them into 4 shares, a share for each soldier. They also took his tunic, but the tunic was seamless, woven in one piece from the top down. So they said to one another, let's not tear it, but cast lots for it to see whose it will be, in order that the passage of Scripture might be fulfilled. That says, they divided my garments among them, and for my vesture they cast lots. Takeaways. We do this all the time in class, and we do wonder why it has yet to go on mainstream. I know. They will fucking point at you like blasphemy too, and you're like, what the fuck? We got a problem here in America. It's been an issue for years, the syndicated markets. People have talked about this for fucking years. Are you getting it yet? Okay, so why wouldn't they want people to understand those things? Even to this fucking day, right? Some of the churches you go to, they pass around the fucking basket and you just put your money in it. Why? Who are you giving your fucking money to? For what? Or repairs for the church? Once upon a time. Right, and maybe they might have needed some music instruments. Right, they would decide with the people what skills, training programs, instruments, things that might be of best use to the children in those communities, because that's the whole purpose of church, right? And the education of God, the meaning, Bible, cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, these kids don't even know how to wash themselves yet, and they're throwing shit on each other. Many don't even understand the language. They're still using grunts and hand gestures, and they got clubs, some of them. I know, it's amazing how we've tamed over time, haven't we? They like to use that excuse, they're all mongrels. It's easier for them to just treat people like slaves. Yeah, there's a whole history here. When you start reading it, you'll see all of that. And that they wouldn't want people to understand those things because then they wouldn't be blindly putting their money in the basket. Yeah, we just read a lot of stories like that. And the people passing through town and Jesus saying, yeah, give us all your stuff. You'll be saved. And some people would. And some people say, yeah, no, I'm all set. Yeah, it's bullshit. Oh, not always. I'm sure some learned not to say that because they didn't want to be crucified by the fucking mongrels and goons like we have here. Yeah. Why are certain areas heavier in the fucking mongrels and the goons that get taken advantage of by the rich liberals? I know some claim to be Jewish and Amish. They're really not. It's just a business for them. They swoop through. Half of the ones wearing that shit and those costumes that they claim to be part of their heritage, yeah, next week they're going to be halfway across the world, clean shaven, wearing a three-piece suit, driving a Lamborghini. Yeah, and then in 4 or 5 months' time they're going to be back with their beard and their Amish clothes, riding a horse. Or a buggy being pulled by a horse. You can call it a cart if you want. I know, right? Hopefully. Well, that's all for now for that reading. We're at 33 minutes and 30 seconds. 33. It was 3333. I guess we're moving on. It was 2. Now it's 3. Here we go. I know, right? It's a beautiful morning. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little Indians, 10 little Indian voices. I got a little baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I got a little baby bumblebee. Yow! That one stung me. I like to be stung sometimes. I got a little baby bumblebee. I know, when you actually listen to them, it's so amazing. Some are actually focused on that. They're totally gone. No, it's okay. Don't worry. I love myself. No, you don't need that, but yeah, it's like a cup of coffee. Oh, I mean, you can. I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying it's not necessary. Right. You don't need the movie to cry. Or laugh. There are other ways. Do you have a... Right, just give it a little bit of a thought. Yeah. I got a little baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I've got a little baby bumblebee. Let's give it a little. I've got a little baby. Yeah, it ain't about that, huh? I know, some things are more important. Right, so we understand we have that. Not only do we have the best of both worlds, but we don't get to put up with the bullshit. So, I know, it's so funny how they laugh at us. Whenever they bring that up, has some kind of a... It's not even funny, actually, when you think about it and how many get fixated on all these different little individual things. That's why I'm being, what do they call that? Pugnant. That's why I'm being pugnant and disrespectful and angry. Is that why? You're a fucking idiot. No, it's because they're fucking the kids. Back in 2009, no, we were already fucking pissed with these idiots calling us Nazis. We weren't really pissed about that. It was they were ignoring the vaccines and SSRI issues. And we tried very nicely to show them documented concerns about children being murdered and abused, and the issues with some of the activist groups that some of them were a part of, oddly enough. And we call them fucking Hitlers. They want to ignore the children and start crying about a dog that got left out in the cold back in the 90s by a hick out in Whitefield. I wonder who that was. Right. And they want to cry about that and how Prozac really helped them when their mommy died. We're talking about kids, you fucking freak. Yeah, not dogs and adults. We're talking about children being pressured and medicated by fucking idiots like you. You fucking Hitlers. Yeah, that went over real well, didn't it? I know. Right. So just for people to understand, no, it wasn't right of me to say that. I should have composed myself better. So shouldn't we have people in the systems that can handle those things? Knowing people are going to say stuff that might be offensive and not try to teach them lessons and use their powers and the systems that be to help children to teach people lessons for old riffs and being rude to them. Because that's what puts the children in danger. The sickos depend on that. That's why they put those things out there for the people, because they know they're going to say shit that piss each other off, and then they're going to be more concerned about that and allowing the placement of your children into the hands of these sick fucking punks. Because you're dangerous. Right, when you see it's the exact opposite, and how we're trying to save lives and everything we were talking about is now being implemented. The concerns with the vaccines, SSRIs, the Western medicine, trying to help people. Yeah, simple things we're ingesting that could help with inflammation and cancers. Yeah, it's just really a state of mind and understanding a whole other host of syndicated markets that make a lot of money. Hey, Jude. It's fucking gross. It's really fucking sick and disturbing. Yeah, we know what caused. And we know how to treat and prevent. Right, so when they want to ignore what caused, and when they do that, that really hinders the simple prevention measures. Really easy things. Awareness has a lot to do with it. And then when and if you do get some kind of a buildup that might be toxic, No, when you actually look into it and you go into some of these, go into individual cases and start seeing how that works. Yeah. What kills them? The ignorance and the chemo is what kills them. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, we do it all the time. We treat people with tumors and buildups all the time. Yeah. They actually have those little handheld things where you can give yourself an, what do they call it? MRI or whatever it's called, a scan, a CAT scan. Yeah, you can buy one. They're like $5,000. They're little handheld machines. No, we do it all the time. You see the buildup? It looks masticized. We've proven it actually. Yep. And those people have gone to see doctors and been told they have cancer. Yep. So much time to live. And then they go home and they drink a lot of green tea and they laugh. They do deep tissue massages, acupressure, breath work. Just really simple things. We're doing it right now. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of acupressure. We're doing some breath work. It's great. Having a coffee and some water. Well, yeah, there's a lot of things that help to cleanse those heavy metals and toxins and break up those buildups without their dangerous treatments and blasting it with radiation. In some cases, maybe it might help. Who knows? It's very sad, but as you can see, they take advantage of those buildups that we get naturally. And then somebody might have symptoms from something else. Yeah, the buildup could be pushing on a nerve or something. Yeah, the medications, not doing the things that would actually help. And when you look at the diet is huge with that. The pH, yeah, getting that pH is huge. They don't even talk about it. It's fucking scary, dude. And if you try to talk to those doctors, like, don't you feel stupid not educating people about these simple things that could save their lives, and instead you're doing treatments that's making them worse? Don't you feel stupid? You're like a murderer. I know, they don't like it. They hate us. Yeah, they're fucking assholes. Merry Christmas, everybody. Much love, health, and peace all. Hopefully they help the kids here soon. We're at the Governor Hill Mansion. My name's Mary. Youngest two children right next door over there. Hands of sick fucking pedophiles. Oh no, it's the same building. Same fucking building. Right over there. Yeah. Unbelievable, huh? Listen to their justification. It makes it even better, doesn't it? Yeah. Much love, health, and peace all. Talk to you soon. Maybe.